Hello again, everyone. This is Spec Son of InYourHeadOnline.com coming at you once again, and I'm going to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while now, but it's something that really drove me to finally make this video that I was hoping to save prior to WrestleMania, just to see how everything was going to be built. And now I just said to myself, I got to make this video and just get my thoughts out there and see what y'all think about it, because I've seen several comments around the internet wrestling community really since this storyline began towards the end of WrestleMania 27. I'm talking about The Rock and John Cena. It's well documented. They're going to face each other at WrestleMania 28 this year in The Rock's hometown of Miami, Florida. And when it was first announced at WrestleMania 27, I thought, man, this is going to be really cool. We've been hearing about The Rock having jabs with John Cena verbally and through different messages and stuff for years, and finally they're going to come ahead, and everything's going to come ahead at WrestleMania 28. But always in the back of my mind, and I know several people thought this too, I wonder how they're going to be able to sustain the build and even build the storyline throughout the year. And what I have seen over the last 10 months has told me that this has been a major letdown. This was not carefully thought out and planned properly over the last 10 months to see how this thing was going to be built. And tonight on Raw was the culmination for me, and like I said, what led me to make this video. And whether you like it or whether you don't like it, I think several people feel the same way I feel about this. The Rock probably gave the worst promo that I have seen him give since his earlier days in the WWE when he was Rocky Maivia. All he kept doing tonight on Raw, and it's for the February 27th edition of Raw, by the way, all he kept doing is what he's been doing for the last 10 plus months with John Cena. Catchphrase after catchphrase, and basically it's just a platform for him to build up his Twitter account with crazy slogans. I won't say necessarily crazy, but just awkward slogans that just don't make any damn sense whatsoever. This compow crap, this whatever Japanese, Chinese slogans The Rock is using now on John Cena, calling him a bitch and all this other stuff. And then you have the boots to asses stuff. I mean, all of this stuff seems to be built around The Rock improving his own brand commercially through Twitter and through other social media platforms to be on the WWE. And then you have John Cena, who makes matters just worse and makes himself look even worse by smiling all the time. Everything seems to be extremely forced with both of these guys in the storyline, and I've seen it play itself out, and several of you have over the last several months. Survivor Series is a great example. It was great to see The Rock back. He looked great in the ring, and I'm not criticizing his in-the-ring stuff because I thought he was phenomenal in Survivor Series. But John Cena is like he has no emotion in the storyline, and the emotion that you see in the storyline is all forced, and it's not really believable to me. Now, to some of you it may be differently, but to me it's not. Like I said, the guy smiles a lot. When The Rock insults him, he smiles. And after he smiles, there's no forcefulness in John Cena. There's no beat down on The Rock. Now, they've had their physical confrontations here and there after elongated promos that just seem to go on and on and on, like tonight with The Rock. But there's just no genuine emotion in this storyline to me. And it's just a microcosm to me of what the WWE is today. I'm a WWE fan, but I'm going to say it like this. When you have to rely on John Cena and The Rock, two guys who I think should be having a just tremendous storyline right now when you're talking about the talent there, to be your top billing storyline going into WrestleMania, and the way it is played out to me isn't great for the company, in my opinion. Now, there's a lot of ways that this storyline could culminate at WrestleMania 28. But just in terms of the build itself, I think it's been a major letdown. I think it could be a whole heck of a lot better than what it has carried itself out to be, especially leading into WrestleMania right now. What I kind of said to myself at the end of the show tonight is that there's three things I'm extremely clear about in terms of WrestleMania. One, I'm very interested in CM Punk and Chris Jericho. I really think that if the WWE gives these guys time to build, and it was really evident through the promo tonight, and if they get those guys time to build over the next 5 weeks, and I think they can steal the show at WrestleMania. I truly believe that. They both can talk. They can lean on each other. Just fantastic. And then their in-ring chemistry, we're going to see how good that is. But those two guys could really steal the show if the WWE gives them time at Mania and gives them time to build to that match. The third thing is The Undertaker and Triple H. If you ask me, I think that could be a phenomenal match. But they're going to have to do a whole heck of a lot more building even in that storyline to me, because I don't want it to come off as forced as John Cena and The Rock seems to be. But the fact that the Hell in the Cell is going to be there, and that the Triple H has retired several guys over the course of his career, Mick Foley to be exact, bodes well for a portion of that storyline, and that could help that out. And then the Shawn Michaels factor. The third thing is The Rock and John Cena. I'm just really sick and tired of it. I'm tired of the catchphrases, the Twitter references, and all this other BS that really has nothing to do with building a good core wrestling storyline is a problem. And the fact that The Rock has been absent over the last several months really hurts the storyline and its progression, because John Cena has just been floating around in the WWE doing just the ridiculous stuff with other. I mean, you look at Roberto Del Rio, you look at the storyline with Kane and Eve Torres. I mean, just Zack Ryder. A lot of stuff that Cena has done has not helped his case out. I always said the biggest thing the mistake the WWE did was scrap CM Punk and John Cena as quickly as they did. And I think that it's hurt Cena. I also think what has hurt Cena is the fact that The Rock keeps putting out these slogans and whatnot, and John Cena just laughs at it and walks away from it. And like some of the forced movements that he does, like he did tonight. I think his comeback tonight against The Rock would have been really good if he didn't smile. And it's Smilegate. I mean, John Cena's mannerisms are just horrible in this storyline. But The Rock, the guy usually, when he comes back to the WWE, he usually has these great promos. If something is lacking in a storyline that he's a part of, he's definitely going to put his foot down and make sure you're entertained. Now, the crowd, I think, was just really excited to see The Rock. I mean, like most fans, you haven't seen The Rock in a long time, you're going to pop hard. He got a huge pop. They were on every reaction that he did. But even I think that towards the end of that promo, the fans got tired of the references. And for me, I've been tired of it for a while now. I love the Fruity Pebbles stuff, and that was so fresh because he really didn't attack Cena like that. 10 months ago is when it all started with the Fruity Pebbles stuff. And I think people really liked that. I loved it. But over the course of time, when you keep trying to do the Fruity Pebbles, the Boost to Asses, the Compound bitch crap and stuff, it gets really redundant and old. And I think this was a promo with The Rock, which redundancy was a huge issue in his delivery. And it really wasn't good. And if this is any indication of how the storyline is going to continue to play out with both of these guys, with name calling and jokes and stuff like that, and there's really no substance to the build, I think it's going to be a major letdown to me. Now, I think to several wrestling fans that are going to attend WrestleMania, watch WrestleMania, who just simply happens to like either guy, and I think that's what the WWE is banking on, I think you're going to enjoy the storyline. But for me, I want to see some suspense and some intrigue. Jerry Lawler at the end of the program tonight on Raw said that he felt goosebumps. I didn't feel goosebumps. I didn't feel a damn thing. It's just a flat storyline right now. And the fact that this is going to main event the show, you can kind of already tell what's going to happen in some respects in terms of the false finishes and the suspense within the match itself. But for the storyline and the anticipation and the emotion behind the match, I think the WWE has its work cut out for them. And hopefully they have a full-place plan ahead for the next 5 weeks to see where this storyline is going to go. Because I'm telling you right now, what they have done over the last 10 months, except for some potholes in between, has been an extreme letdown to me, given what the storyline could have been and how I first perceived it to be 10 months ago on the Raw following WrestleMania 27 in Atlanta. But, 5 weeks is a long time. It's enough time for them to get their act together to see what's going to happen. But John Cena has to stop clowning around and looking like he's just happy to be there and coming off as a forced character in this storyline. Somebody who does not look believable whatsoever, and he's just there going through the motions. The Rock has to come out and stop doing the Twitter nonsense and stop doing the catchphrases that really make no sense except for the Fruity Pebbles and stuff, and just go out there and entertain in different facets. Going and beating Cena up isn't an option, but more like face-to-face confrontations. A good example is have JR come back, and just like they did with The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 17, prior to WrestleMania 17, have JR sit both of those guys down. Rock on one side, John Cena on the next side, JR in the middle, asking questions to each guy. Build that emotion, build that suspense. Don't rely on stupid catchphrases and stuff like that. Instead of making it an entertainment storyline, make it a professional wrestling storyline. Just like The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin was. You knew it was about the World Wrestling Federation Championship at the time, and you also knew that this was the third time these guys were facing each other. The suspense and the history was there. Well, the history is there between The Rock and John Cena. The suspense has a potential to be there, even though we're 5 months away from the show. But the WWE's got to get their act together and build this as a wrestling storyline instead of an entertainment storyline in which they're trying to do. And I think that's a huge mistake for the WWE to go that route, because it's not improving my interest. And I know several people feel like this about The Rock and John Cena. But that's my take on it. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to Punk and Jericho extending their storylines. I'm even liking the Big Show and Cody Rhodes. And I'm loving the Teddy Long and John Laurinaitis Johnny Ace storyline. The Rock and John Cena, even the Triple H and Undertaker has great potential. The Rock and John Cena has to step up their game, because tonight was not a good showing. That's just my opinion. That's my take. Take it for what it's worth, and hope you peeps and peepettes have a wonderful day, wherever day this is for you. Peace out.